починає роботу
Ukrainian Media Center Ukrinform starts its operation. My name is Svitlana Shakirova. Today is August 23, the day of the national flag of Ukraine. Happy flag of Ukraine, everybody. Let's thank the security and defense forces for defending our banner, our blue and yellow flag. Unfortunately, we're in this part of the history when we are forced to protect it using the arms, and we start this day with a conversation with the wives of Ukrainian border guard servicemen who ended up in captivity of the occupiers, and the people present in the studio are now fighting for their loved ones. They are Yaryna, Svitlana, yet another Svitlana, and Angela. So, Miss Yaryna, I would like to ask you to share your story, how it all started. Good morning, everybody. Happy Flag Day, everybody. On the 24th of February, the phone rang at 5:23. It's an unusual time for a call. I picked up the receiver, and my brother was calling, and he said the war has started. You gotta grab your kids and leave. I did not understand how come. And his words were like, you're not even imagining what I'm seeing here. It's horror, complete horror. Our bodyguard servicemen were the first to see the enemy. The Russian troops approached Mariupol from the west, from the direction where no one was awaiting for them. No one was expecting the threat, the attack on Ukrainian positions, the shelling of the airport, the shellings from the sea. They were shelled from all directions, but they were standing guard. They were defending. They were fulfilling their duty to defend their country. Even back then, when the city was semi-destroyed, when there was no help coming, they were still fighting. They were still defending. And thus, having pulled all the attention of the enemy, they gave our country some time to defend itself better. So after 3 months of heavy battles, he got captured. Miss Svitlana, can you please tell us how they ended up in captivity? Well, when we talk about the defenders of Mariupol, for many it sounds like the defenders of Azovstal facility, but I want to remind everybody that the bodyguard servicemen who were defending the Ilyich facility and Sartana and Azovmash industrial facility, just like the port, they were defending it without ammunition, medical aid, without food and water. They had a lot of casualties, a lot of injured, but they were holding their positions until the very last moment. Our defenders were encircled. The occupiers were shelling them with everything they could from both sky, sea and ground. Our bodyguard servicemen ended up in captivity. The wives, the mothers, the sisters of the bodyguard servicemen of the first company, we've all got united and we've become a family. We write letters, we visit the meetings with the representatives of all the agencies who are in one way or another related to freeing our guys from captivity, but a lot of time has passed. 528 days of captivity, but unfortunately until this moment very little number of families can rejoice with return of their fathers, husbands and sons home. Thank you very much, Miss Svitlana. We know the families, the friends, the loved ones of the servicemen in captivity fight the hardest to get them free. So can you please tell us about the work you do here in Ukraine to get them all back home? We are the families of the prisoners of war who were united by the common sorrow. We got united in Telegram in group. So this is where we got united to fight for freedom of our loved ones, to have them returned from imprisonment. Many of us are in different parts of our country, some of us are abroad, but we've become one single family, united by this calamity, and we jointly fight for freedom of our loved ones. We visit meetings with the coordination headquarters. On Monday we had a meeting with Serhiy Serdyuk, Dmitro Lubinets, Dmitro Usov, Andriy Pasternak, Alexander Kononenko, Oleg Kozhelev, Volodymyr Nikiforov, Ivan Vashchuk, Alla Shevchenko, Igor Levadny, Natala Sitnik, Yuriam Enik, and Cohen de Groove. Within the period of existence of the group, we addressed ICRC, Coordination Headquarters, Security Service of Ukraine, State Bodyguard Service of Ukraine. We addressed Vatican, Israel, Turkey, and India. We also addressed Mr. Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of our country. At our own cost, we've installed boards in many cities of our country. We disseminate information on the social media about their imprisonment. Recently, we've created, in coordination with the 23rd Company of the Coast Guard, we've established a civil organization called Cordon, the Frontier. And to summarize it, I would like to invite you to watch a video which I hope is worth your attention. I would like to ask our technical team to put the video on the screen. This time is for the free. Since the beginning,
найзапекліших місць боротьби за цілісність країни. В повному оточенні та неможливості поновлення зброї наші воїни виборювали право на незалежність та єдність нашої держави. Ціною свого життя до останнього стримували ворога. Вже більше року, як вони знаходяться у жорстоких умовах. 16 місяців, як вони не бачили свої сім'ї. 500 днів, як ми не бачили наших рідних. 12 тисяч годин сподівань, надій та найболючіших сліз. Ми дякуємо усім, хто долучається до визволення наших рідних. Ми дякуємо українській владі та усім, хто повертає додому новітних героїв. Ми хочемо нагадати, що у полоні ще залишилось дуже багато прикордонників. Ми чекаємо їх з поверненням на рідну землю.
thank you very much for sharing. It's very difficult to watch stuff like this, but we believe that all of our defenders come back home soon. Miss Angela, can you please tell us what is kind of support, what kind of help that you're getting from the Ukrainian authorities and international organizations? Well, we want to express gratitude to our authorities and everybody who takes effort to make sure our guys get back home the soonest possible. Thank you for doing what you're doing, no matter how hard it is. And we urge all the world to remember their deeds, not forget that they're still imprisoned by the enemy. And I urge everybody to help us return our loved ones back to their homes. We organize a peaceful action to support our defenders, those who were defending us from the very beginning of the full-scale invasion. They got engaged in the fight bravely, and now we have to fight bravely for them, for every father, husband, every son, for every single serviceman of the first company of the border guard, and for all the Mariupol garrison. Our action is going to take place at 10 o'clock at Maidan Незалежності this Sunday. We expect to see everybody who's not indifferent, everybody who waits for their loved ones to come back home. Please help us return our guys home as soon as possible. They wait for our support, they wait for our help. Thank you very much, dear colleagues. Do you have any questions to our guests? Yana Lemyshenko, Ukrinform. I would like to ask Ms. Svitlana to tell more about the civil organizations. What is the number of people it includes? Are you only from Mariupol or from other places too? And another question is why you've mentioned you've addressed Turkey and India. And another question, for what I've understood, Miss Yaryna has her brother imprisoned there and you have your husbands imprisoned. Well, I'll start with the countries. Why did we address India for help? And to Turkey, well, you all know that Turkey once has helped by becoming a third country to assist the exchange. This is why not trying? Well, the miracle has not happened, but still we have to keep trying. And I believe probably those were not the last countries we will try to address. As to the frontier, this civil organization was established just very, very recently, and to be established like that, we need to write applications, to submit applications. The work is still underway. Our civil organization is still being replenished with the people. But what is the number of members of the organization? I cannot give you the exact figure right now. Maybe the girls know. Well, 3 companies you can ask. Who has? It's around 200 plus people, so to say. I think that there will be more people added. Yeah, and there was a question whether your organization unites only people from Mariupol or other places in Ukraine too. Well, it's mostly from Mariupol, but other places such as Stary Krim, Yalta, Sartana, but they're all related to one military unit. So we tie them mostly to Mariupol. Can you please tell us, were there cases of people from this Mariupol company being brought back from captivity? Yes, there were, for sure, and I know a lot of families whose loved ones have returned, but unfortunately not all of them. And we would like to see our loved ones being brought back home too. Thank you, dear colleagues. Do we have any more questions? Well, now that we don't have any, I would like to thank our guests. Thank you for your courage, and I wish your loved ones come back home as soon as possible. And Ukraine Media Center Ukrinform is getting back online at 12 o'clock, and we'll talk about the way the Ukrainian Razom charity organization is bringing their victory closer. Thank you.